Hi guys, Vic here today, and this time on my channel I'm talking about Dinosaur World, which is a new Kickstarter delivery from Pandasaurus Games. I've already made a how to play video of this game and you are able to see it on my channel too. I have a few games, solo and multiplayer, behind me right now, and I feel pretty confident that I can give you right now my impressions and my opinion about this game. Now, this is a full Kickstarter edition. This is an all-in with all the free add-ons, the water pack, the hybrid pack, and the Ice Age pack, as well as with all the thingamajigs and all the bonus content from the Kickstarter campaign. The shop version, the retail version, will probably be a bit less equipped, let's say, but if you have a chance to grab the Kickstarter edition, you can do this as well, and hopefully my recommendation will help you with deciding on this. If you like this video, if you like this review, if you like any other movies on my channel, check them out, hit the like button, hit the notification, subscribe, and leave a trace in the comments. Maybe you have some questions or some opinions about this game or any other game I'm reviewing or doing videos of. And for now, let's talk about Dinosaur World. As usual, let's start with the positive things about the game. Now, the first thing that strikes you, or struck me when I opened the boxes, to be honest, is how well equipped, how well packed this game is with content. Now, you have everything here from dual layered player boards, which are brilliant to navigate, and all the bits and pieces stay in place and they look very, very nice. You've got those chunky coins, and they are brilliant. I've shown these coins to everyone that I was playing with and all the people that I could, basically, and everybody was very impressed. They're heavy, they're well made, they sound great. They have dinos on one side, and on the other side they've got the currencies 1, 5, and 10. They're just immensely great. Right after Xia, the Legends Through the Drift system, those are my favorite metal coins for games ever. And I will probably be using them in other games apart from this, because they look great. The dice, the chunkiness of the dice, like in my review for Dinosaur Island Roar and Ride, I also mentioned this. Those components are brilliant. The first player marker in the shape of amber is cute and is a nice touch. All those different types of dinos in plastic and, you know, all those different shapes and everything, they're brilliant. And the cardboard layer thickness is great. The velvet baggy, everything. When I mention the production value here, it is great. I also like very much that they kind of toned down on the color palette in this version, because I played Dinosaur Island, the previous version of this game, let's say, before, and although I pretty much enjoyed the game, I couldn't stand personally looking at all those pastel neon flashing colors that they had over there. And this, as you can see, is a bit nicer to look at. The graphics are more detailed, they are more like connected to the theme, and they're easier on the eyes when it comes to all the, you know, flashing colors and everything. Now, the gameplay, with 4 players, it lasted us about 2.5 hours, together with explaining the rules, which is not like that big of a deal for a game that's this huge. Solo game lasted me about an hour and 20 minutes or something like that, and hopefully I will have some space and can arrange some space to post maybe and record a solo game for the channel as well. So that's a plus as well, the duration of the game. The add-ons that you get change the game quite a lot. They add some fresh takes on the game, like the water pack, where you have to watch out for the algae tokens appearing in all of your water enclosures, or the hybrid pack, which gives you dinosaurs that are of 2 types, so maybe a herbivore and a carnivore or something like that, like mixed, which give you more versatility. The Ice Age pack, which gives your enclosures bonuses for neighboring different types of other tiles. So they add to the game, definitely, which is great. So there is a lot of variety, and the game doesn't get boring too quickly. And also the rules themselves and the basic mechanics of the game, the division of the turn into, employee drafting from these cards where you have three to choose from every single turn, and you choose like one set of employees, and then doing the public actions and then the private actions, and then doing the jeep tour around your park, and then the cleanup phase and everything. They all can be memorized quite easily. They're very intuitive, so there is no problem with navigating through those phases for all of the players. After like one round, everybody knows what's going on, and the markings on the boards, on all of the boards, I'm trying to place them so that the light doesn't reflect, are very clear and easy to read, and you automatically know what you are doing in each of those places, whether those are those big central islands, like this one, for example, which has some markings here and here for the actions that you can take, or those personal park tiles, which have like 5 different actions to choose from, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everything is pretty clear and very well delivered. So this is definitely a plus when it comes to the navigation of the game. So to sum up, the quality of the components, overall, brilliant. A big kudos to Pandasaurus Games, especially for the Kickstarter edition. The clarity of all the markings and of all the rules and of all the phases that you are going through, and the duration of the game for how big the game is pretty okay. And last, from all of those arguments, the expansions really change up the game. So it's worth having them. If you are intending to play a lot of Dinosaur World, then these will introduce some new elements and will make the complexity level that much bigger. Now, let's talk about some of the negative things that I need to mention here and that I didn't like from the word go. The first thing is this. I don't even know if you can see this for the camera. I can try to look at the screen. See this? This is a number 1 boredom token. How tiny is this? Now, you place these boredom tokens on these hex tiles every single time you activate a tile. So let me just grab one and not destroy this beautiful pyramid. So you have this tile, right? And every single time you activate this tile, you have to place a boredom token on this tile. And next time you activate it, you have to swap this number 1 for a number 2, and so forth and so on. And now, first things first, my first fright is, imagine controlling those on the table where there are so many elements. The easiness of losing those is, in my opinion, incredible. The other fact that they are just laying there on these hexes, those tiny little bits of cardboard laying there on those hexes, in some cases, a single blow of air or a sneeze can just knock them off easily. They can be misplaced so easily as well. This is so uncomfortable for me and for the people that we had around the table to move those tiny pieces, picking them up, choosing a new one, putting it. I think this is the worst possible solution for this boredom token. Now, has any of you played Black Rose Wars, where they have hexes with indentations, dual layered hexes with indentations, and you have a marker that's traveling around the track, or adding some markers? You could easily solve it with those plastic cubes and placing them to mark boredom levels or something like that. Something bigger, something heftier, something more visible, something that doesn't get lost quite so easily. Now, this terrified me when I was punching it out, those boredom tokens. And I can pretty well say that solo or multiplayer, these are uncomfortable to use at best. So that's one negative thing, but that's quite a big one for me when it comes to using the components. Now, the second thing is that the meeples that they give you, the plastic ones, aren't that much bigger than those boredom tokens themselves, right? So check it out. This is the boredom token and this is the meeple in size. They're pretty similar. And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors of those, and you are operating 9 of those meeples every single turn, or even more, right? So again, the ability to lose them, or misplace them, or knock them over or something, is that much more probable than if they were bigger, or if they were solved in any different way. Now, I understand that those meeples have to be this size because of the area that they are placed in on the hexes and on the boards, because if they were bigger, then those areas had to be bigger and the hexes would be bigger, and so forth and so on. But still, they're nicely made. Each color is a different shape. They have like different hats and canes and stuff. They're thematically done and everything, but they're so tiny. And that was like, it's operating everything with your hands during the game. Those boredom tokens and those meeples and everything is such a precise task. I was feeling like it was a dexterity exercise or something like that, at times at least. Whew, okay, so now the next thing is, sure, you've got a variety of dinosaurs here, right? So you've got like 5 species of herbivores and 5 species of small carnivores and the big carnivores and everything. And pardon me for a moment, and even on the back of the rulebook you have all those carnivores, and herbivores and everything shown to be able to recognize which dinosaurs are which. But I think that apart from real dinosaur and Jurassic Park aficionados playing this game, many people won't care. Because on these tiles, if you take a tile to place dinos, you don't have any information, barring the name, you don't have any information which type of dinosaur it is. So you can't really look at the tile and figure out, oh, it's this shape, or it's this color of dinosaur. Like, I'm not talking about purple, but like it's this instead of this, right? You don't have any means of recognizing. So if you want to be very, very precise in placing the correct purple meeple in the correct purple enclosure, you have to either know all of those species, or you have to go to the back of the rulebook and go, okay, Microraptor is this one, so I need this token, not any other one, right? So if you know all of those types of dinos and you really care about it, and if you want to be, thematically okay and everything, great, you've got the whole variety here. And as I remember from the retail version of Dinosaur Island, then in the Kickstarter version of Dinosaur Island, you had different meeples for different dinosaurs, and in the retail version, there was only one type per color. So this is probably going to be the case here for the retail version. But during our games, and during my solo games, I really didn't care too much. So I kind of overproduced this element. Thematically it's great, but I think it can be overproduced if you don't really care about it. So I had an enclosure with red dinosaurs, with the big carnivores, so I was just taking any red carnivores just to mark where they are. And that's it. Because the types don't really come into it too much. Right? So if there were some rules, like, so Tyrannosauruses behave another way than any other type, and you have to remember which is which and where they are and where they go or whatever, then that would be more justified than what it is now. And one last thing that kind of during gameplay bothered us a bit is, why do you really need these arrows? They're okay, they're bigger than the boredom tokens, but they're still, there, and therefore marking where your Jeep went during the Jeep tour. And I know that your Jeep can have a range of 5 maximum, right? And you can't double back, so you can't enter the tiles that you've already been to. So those arrows should be logically, placed on places where you were, and so that you don't double back, so that you know where you were and everything, and which tiles you can activate during the Jeep tour. But come on, it's only 5 hexes maximum if you, level up your Jeep to the max. So I guess that most of the players will remember which hexes they were on. And the other thing is that when you are traveling through the hexes, you can activate them one by one as you travel. You don't have to do it so like, I will go here, 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 and here, and then trace back your activation path or anything like that. So I don't really see the purpose of those arrows. This is just an additional component that's rummaging around the table. They're also easy to be misplaced because they're not that big and not that standing out or anything like that. And I don't know, felt kind of unnecessary for us when we were playing. And the very, very last thing that I have to say about this is that when you finally activate a tile, there is a bit of an unintuitive order in which you have to do everything on the tile. And I had to seriously read the rulebook like 5 or 6 times to get it in my head how it all works here on those tiles. Because first, when you activate a tile, you have to place at least one meeple here to activate it, right? Then you would think that you are doing the action that's next to it, but no. Then you have to get the excitement, and then you have to add boredom, and then you are doing the action. So you're kind of going clockwise around those things, not in horizontal lines or anything like that. And you can't skip it in order because some things might influence other things. I felt a few people didn't care for this observation, but a few people I played it with said that they agree with me. I felt that this is a bit overcomplicated when it comes to the step taking and mechanics, and it was a bit easy to forget some of those things or like do them improperly or in wrong order or something like that. So I think that would be it. And don't understand me wrong. There were a lot of negative things that I said about Dinosaur World right now in this video, but still, I consider this a very, very good game on this kind of mid-level, light to mid, between light and medium games. It's not a very tough game. On a scale from 1 to 5, I would give it like a 2.3 or 2.2 in the level of complexity, let's say. But the game is good. You'll have a lot of fun with it, especially with those add-ons and the Kickstarter version with the components, which makes the presence on the table really huge and everything. But there are some bothersome mechanics, and a few of the components, like the boredom tokens, might be just a tad annoying during gameplay or a tad cumbersome or unwieldy during gameplay, and it might irritate some people like it ticked me a bit. So just so that you are aware what my observations were from this game. So that's basically it. This is Dinosaur World from Pandasaurus Games, and my name is Lone Vic. And if you liked this review, or if you have some opinion to share about this game as well, you can write it down in the comments. You can also like the video, you can subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell to be notified about other videos that I'm posting regularly on my channel and help the channel grow as well. Hopefully this helped you figure out whether the game is for you or not. You can also watch the how to play video, obviously, and there is an unboxing for this game as well on my channel. Thank you for watching right now. Thank you for being with me. Have a great day and see you soon. Bye bye.